in my heart, there's a fire burning, a passion deep within my soul, that's slowing down a growing cold, an unquenchable flame that keeps burning brighter, a love that's blazing like the sun, for who you are and what you've done. And as the fire is raging on, so your praise becomes my song.
Hear you singing.
The whole earth is filled with your glory, Lord. Angels and men adore. Creation longs for what's in store. May you be honored and glorified, exalted and lifted high. Here at your feet I lay my life. From the ends of the earth to the heights of heaven, your glory, Lord, is far and wide. For history you reign on high. From the depths of sea to the mountain summit, your power, Lord, it knows no bounds. A higher love cannot be found. So let the universe proclaim your great power and your great name. The whole earth is filled with your glory, Lord. Angels and men adore. Creation longs for what's in store. May you be honored and glorified, exalted and lifted high. Here at your feet I lay my life. The whole earth is filled with your glory, Lord. Mountains bow and oceans roar. Creation longs for what's in store. May you be honored and glorified, exalted and lifted high. Yeah. Here at your feet I lay my life, my life.
Thank you. Yeah, at my feet I lay. Yeah, how does it go? I lay my life. Have you done that? Is it just words with nice songs? Words, nice songs, nice words with the song. Yeah? The first reading, two reading from world scriptures too. It's a very amazing contents in this book, world scripture too. People in the world believe that good life is to live comfortable surrounding, wearing good clothes, drive fancy car, and fly to any destination anytime they wish. You should know that their standard of judgment, what is good life, is a bad habit of worldly people. And this was given on 6th of November 1966. What is exceedingly valuable in the world is not treasures such as gold or silver, nor is it worldly fame or power. The most valuable thing in all of heaven and earth is you. Nevertheless, when people are asked what certification they have that they are valuable, they cannot answer. Still, despite their many deficiencies, people want to put themselves before heaven and earth as the most valuable existence. It is our original human nature to do so. Maybe you think you are already living for the sake of the nation and the world. However, have you considered whether other people regard you as a valuable person? If they do not, then you need to make a new determination and a new beginning. Ask yourself, what do other people see as valuable about me? Can you become a jewel, one of a kind in the universe, a treasure that God and Jesus would long to possess? The myriads of saints who formerly live on earth, and all the philosophers who planted their thoughts in the world, no matter how important they may have been during their earthly life, would long for your treasure. All humanity, presently living and even people of the future would also want it. They would adore its value. Yet who has believed that there would be such a jewel? So do you have a good week? You had a very exciting last 3 weeks, isn't it? You know, you have taken part in the Holy Wine ceremony. That's an incredible grace, isn't it? Do you really know it's a grace, or you're just saying it's a grace? Do you feel it was a grace? Do you feel that you had to make a new start? Did you really understand the importance of that condition? I'm just the same as you. I'm still trying to understand. I don't have the answer. But then we have again a most incredible cosmic blessing where you have incredible testimony from people who participate, how God is walking their life, how God has moved them. God is moving. And then last week you had the foundation, the blessing. What an incredible, incredible ceremony. Wasn't it? When you see Father and Mother Seal come, bring up Father and Mother Seal to Mother and offer it and bringing up that sapplica, really establishing the first year of Chonaguk. The first year of Chonaguk. In the age of Chonjiin, Champumo, song we have on one song shede. I like that. It sounds good, doesn't it? It sounds like I speak good Korean, doesn't it? Yeah, well, I do. So making a decision to enjoy your life. So in John 10:10, Jesus says that he came that we might have life. So what kind of a life did he come to give? The life is referring to here, is not simply a span of time. It is a quality of existence. Life as God has it. Brothers and sisters, we human beings lost that kind of a godlike life due to sin. Because without sin, man would have become one with God. And man would have, you would have had ideal relationships centered on God. And that once man become one in love with God, nothing would ever separate man from the love of God. Nothing would have ever separated man from the love of God. But because of sin, we actually lost God. We lost our life. We don't really know what life is. We don't really know how to live. But now, through the Messiah, in this age, true parents, we can receive new life. And this is God's gift to us. His grace, His love. So brothers and sisters, I cannot imagine that God does not want to have an enjoyable life. I cannot imagine that God does not want you to have an enjoyable life. And you cannot imagine or begin to understand the quality of life that God wants to enjoy with you. Did you know that? You guys are very quiet, actually, isn't it? Do you know that God wants to have a very exciting time with you? You know, when you love someone, you want the best for that person, don't you? When you really love someone, you want the best for that person. You want to give them the best. And of course, in life you cannot always just give and give and give without one fulfilling the portion of responsibility. You cannot do that, can you? It's a young audience here, isn't it? Can you just give and give without you fulfilling your own portion of responsibility? Do you think your parents can just keep giving you without you doing nothing in return? What kind of a child are you? Do you feel you'd be good? You'll be a good child? No. Your parents want you to see you fulfill your responsibility. Let me use an experience I had in Yorkshire. I went to Yorkshire and I went in the post office. And I march up to the door. And I stand at the door. And I wonder, well, why is the door closed? Why is the door closed? I think so the door didn't open, so I walk away. I turn and walk away from the door. When I watch up to the door, I expect the door to open automatically. But it didn't open automatically. Of course, I thought that the post office was closed. So I walk away, not realizing that I have to push the door. All I have to do is to push the door. You know. And sometimes that is us, isn't it? We want things, we move step up to it, and we expect it to just deliver. But sometimes it does not open. Not all doors will open automatically. You have to push the door. So, brothers and sisters, in our life, we have to make the decision to push the door to our enjoyment of our life. You just cannot stand there and think, bad luck. Bad luck. You must have an awareness. It's not luck. You just have to push. That's all it takes. Push. Sometimes I don't think we come into awareness here that we're here to enjoy our life. That God really wants us to enjoy our life. Making a decision to enjoy your life. But what kind of an enjoyment do you want? Quantity, quality, or quantity? What kind of an enjoyment? So the greater the quality, the greater the quantity. So in our society, people has fallen into the trap of believing the quantity is greater than the quality. But that is not true. In our world today, it's become more and more difficult to find anything that is in excellent quality. I believe that we have to have more quality and little less quantity. We would have more experience, more joy in our life, in our everyday life. Abraham Lincoln said that, and I like this, live a good life. In the end, it's not the year in the life, but the life in the year. So, for me, it would be better to live 40 years to the fullest, truly enjoying every aspect of our life, than to live 100 years and never enjoy anything. It's not how long you live, it's what you do with your time. How do you use your life? And since you're a very young audience today, what determination would you make to live a wonderful life? What determination do you make? What kind of a future do you really want to have? How do you want to use each day of your life? You know? How do you want to use that? What do you want to accomplish in your life? But thank God, we can have both a long life and a quality life. So as believers, you and I have available to us the quality of life that God has. His life is not filled, the kind of a quality of life that God has. It's not a life filled with fear, stress, worry, anxiety, or depression. Yeah? That kind of a life is the life that happened after the fall of man. That kind of a life, if you're living your life with one which is full of fear, stress, worry, anxiety, depression, you have to ask yourself, am I living with God? Am I really living with God? Isn't that the kind of a feeling that Adam and Eve experienced actually after the fall? Isn't that the life full of fear, insecurity? Are you living the life that will give God's joy? God is not impatient, and He is not in a hurry. But how do you, may I ask the question, how do you know God is not in a hurry? How do you know God is not impatient? He takes time to enjoy His creation, the work of His hand. God takes time to enjoy that. How do we know that? I mean, when you study Father's life, if you spend a day with Father, Father take time to enjoy, actually, the creation. Father take time to enjoy nature. Father take time. He take that time to enjoy the things that God has made. If you spend time with Father, He take time. He can even take time to listen to your testimony all night. He's not in a hurry to go to bed. Or neither does He think that your life is so damn boring. No. He takes the time. So you can tell something about God's time by actually looking at the life of Father. That's how I see it. So, brothers and sisters, I notice in the account of creation in Genesis 1, it frequently says, after God has created a certain portion of the universe in which we live, He saw that it was good and He approved it. He saw that it was good and He approved it. So then, brothers and sisters, you and I should also take time to enjoy the work. We should not we should not work just to accomplish, but also to enjoy our accomplishment. Learn to enjoy every aspect of your life. We have to learn to enjoy that. Sometimes people think just working, that's all there is that is to life. I get my value just to working. Well, if you're just getting your value just to working, you're wasting your life. You're actually wasting your life. He says, even Hans Christian Andersen says, enjoy life. There is plenty of time. There is plenty of time to be dead. Enjoy your life, he says. There is plenty of time to be dead. Yeah? You spend a long time being dead. How long do you have to live? You'd have a long time being dead, wouldn't you? Are you going to be more dead than alive? How long do you have to live? How much time do you have on this earth? How will you use the time you have? To work? And then when you just work, that's your enjoyment? Just work? What a miserable life for to know that divine principle says that God created our life, and the purpose of our life is what? For joy. Joy, isn't it? Isn't it joy? Are you having joy in your life? Are you enjoying your life? Enjoy your home. Enjoy your home. Do you enjoy your home? Do you even spend time cleaning your home? Do you enjoy just sitting, just enjoying your home? Enjoy being with your family. Enjoy caring for your family. Enjoy eating a meal with your family. Do you do that? What kind of a life if you're not doing that? If you're not doing that, then your children would not want to be with you, would you? Would you want to be with your parents? I'm not telling you not to be with your parents, but you have to find a way of actually bringing some joy into that life, right? You have to find some time. Because if you're not enjoying your family, then your children are going to go to and look for somewhere else to enjoy, for their enjoyment. Children should want to be home, enjoying their parents. Are you enjoying your friends? Are you enjoy being with your friends? So I want to say, you just don't have children, but take time to enjoy them. You have to take time to enjoy them. I enjoy my children. I enjoy them. I'm only sorry they don't enjoy me because I don't give them enough time. Because sometimes we can easily say, we don't have time. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this. I went to my garage the other day and I said to the man in the garage, I says, look, I don't have time for this. He says, have you got a watch? He says, yes, you have time. Yeah? You've got time. You can make time. Yeah? But it takes time to enjoy them. And all it takes, you have to make to begin to enjoy your life to the fullest, is a decision. You have to make that decision. So we'll never enjoy our life unless we make a quality decision to do so. So in order to live as God intends for us to live, the first thing we must do is to truly believe that is God's will for us to experience continual joy. Do you think God wants you to be a miserable so-and-so? Do you think God wants you to enjoy your life or not? But what kind of an enjoyment? What is your enjoyment focus on? What kind of enjoyment? Well, where does it focus on? Driving a fast car or whatever, What does it depend on? I used to think my enjoyment was going to the disco every day of the week. I used to think my enjoyment was to have a nice car with a big spoiler on, with big speakers on, and I can drive down the road going, one love, one heart, let's get together and feel. Come on, you know it. All right. You can think that is enjoyment. Well, I've left all that behind. Because in the end, I realized those things was not giving me the joy that I want. And I have to go on a journey to find out my value. So, God wants us to have continual joy. Then we must decide. We ourselves have to decide to enter into that joy. You yourself have to make that decision to enter into that joy. So brothers and sisters, our heavenly parents want us to experience enjoyment in our soul. It is important for our physical and mental and emotional and spiritual health. So in Proverbs 17:22 it says, a happy heart is a good medicine and a cheerful mind wants healing, but a broken spirit dries up the bones. A broken spirit dries up the bones. So when you are happy, you have the strength to do much more. If you are happy, then you have the strength to go out witnessing, to sharing, to talking. Then if you are happy, can you not invest much more in your studies, in your life, isn't it? If you are happy. If you are depressed, what do you want to do? Do you want to get up in the morning? You're depressed now, aren't you? No, you're not depressed. No, you're not depressed. I want to give you a message, that God says, and God and true heavenly parents, I look out into the congregation and God says, I value you guys so much. You are so special. You are the apple of my eyes. Do you know that God feels like that about you? Do you know that? Yes, if you're happy, you can do more. What does the song go? It says, if you're happy and you know it, you can clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, you can jump and shout out, hallelujah, Hosanna to the highest. If you're happy and you know it. If you're happy and you know it, people would know it also. Are you happy? Are you enjoying your life? So when you are happy, you have the strength to do much more. Now, brothers and sisters, now is the time to decide to enter in the fullness and abundant life that God's will for us. We have to make the decision. We say we are in the first year of Chonaguk. First year of Chonaguk. If we are in the first year of Chonaguk, what do you expect in Chonaguk? What do you expect? What do you think? We've been talking about Foundation Day and Chonaguk. What is Chonaguk? Father said where two become one. But if two is separated, if husband and wife is separated, are they one? Are they their unity? Can God be present there? If parents and children is separated, can God be present there? So in Chonaguk, we have to think, how can I live with God? How can I live with God? How can I enjoy living with God? So, brothers and sisters, joy and enjoyment are available to us. Just as misery is available, righteousness and peace are available. And so are condemnation and turmoil. There are many blessings and curse available. And that is why in Deuteronomy it says to choose and to choose life. Choose life and blessing. So brothers and sisters, they said there's many blessings available to the children of God. Many blessings is available, but which they never partake. They never partake. God has so much blessing available to you, but you have to participate in that. You have to partake in that. You cannot receive it. You cannot take it. You know, brothers and sisters, in the promised land was always available to the people. It was always available. And yet the Israelites wandered around in the wilderness for 40 years. Will that be you? Will that be you? Because you did not know the purpose of your life. We've studied divine principle. We've studied and we think we understand, but yet we cannot say that we understand it because our life is still dried. Will that be you? The first Israelites simply could not believe that what God told them. Therefore, they disobey Him. They walk in their own ways, and their willful disobedience stole their joy. They wander around in the wilderness, mourning, complaining, feeling discouraged, fearful, impatient, filled with self-pity, blaming God and Moses for the situation. Are you blaming somebody for your situation? Are you saying, why am I not happy? Why is this church like this? Why is it like this? I think like this. Who are you blaming? Just think how close they were all those 40 years to the goal of their life that God has promised. But they refused to enter. I mean, the spies went out. They didn't catch an airplane, did they? We didn't say they catch a fast train to go over to spy the land, did they? It was not so fast. So that blessing was not so far away from them. They could have gone over into that land. They didn't have to wait so long. But they could not believe. They refused to enter. So, brothers and sisters, to do so require a decision, a strong quality decision, not a weak, half-hearted one. There are different qualities and strength of decision. And any person who desire to live in joy that God says we should have will need to understand that. He must be determined and ready to watch for all the thieves of joy. Or he or she must be willing to make some radical change in their approach to life situation, as well as his lifestyle. Brothers and sisters, if you are hungry for true joy and enjoyment, if you are ready to learn to enjoy everything, if you are ready to enjoy the trip, you have to learn, and this is important, you have to learn to open up your heart to God and ask Him to show you all the things that are still in your joy and enjoyment. What is stealing your joy? So, brothers and sisters, spiritual growth is not an automatic thing, is it? Change is a matter of choice. The choice we make. The decision we make. We cannot just passively sit around doing nothing and expect to grow or to expect door to open up. Just expect door to open up and then I will experience some magical happiness. Then you will begin to enjoy your life. We must make a choice. If we really want to change, first we must be carefully choose what we're thinking about. What are we thinking about? In Proverbs, it says, be careful how you think. Be careful how you think. So what are you thinking about? Are you thinking, I'm thinking that I must be doing something in this first year of Cholenguk. I'm going to make a difference in my life. I'm going to reach out to people. And there is many different things. I'm going to make a difference in my life. I'm going to work and make my community a better community. I'm going to make some kind of a project. And I think this is the time when we have to do something to make the difference. Because if you just sit down and keep your mind in neutral, nothing never going to happen. I really like that little project. When Niti said to me, she says, she shared with me about the story of this lady. She wanted to do one good thing every day. And she tried it, and it was very difficult, but she continued. And then she wrote this book, 100 Good Things to Do. 100. But it's not this 100 good things to do. It's just many little things. So when I get the project jamming together, I thought, that's really cool. That's really cool. It's a good project, isn't it? Jamming together. It's just a simple thing. It's very simple, but it can make the difference for somebody's life in Africa. It's not so difficult, is it? But each one of us, can we not find some simple little project? I'm promoting that in my community. I'm saying, I want you all to find something. Don't just sit with your mind in neutral and thinking, well, you know what? The leader is going to come up and tell me what to do. Well, this leader is not going to tell you what to do. Eh? Do you want the leader to come and tell you what to do? Or you discover your own passion? Do you want to discover your passion in finding what you're going to do, what you want to do? As a student in university, should you not think, what difference can I make in my university? In my community, in my church community? Do I just want to come here on Sunday? Do I just want to come and sit down here and have a cup of tea and say, well, I think this and I think that and I think all these different things? When you're thinking, if your thinking can change your community, then go on, think. But you have to come up with the right kind of a thinking that can make a difference. How can your thinking affect the person sitting next to you? When you come here on a Sunday, do you come with excitement? Is there a generation in the song Hosanna, Hosanna, the generation that would, what is it go again? The generation that would what, Chris? Rise up. The generation that can rise up. Do you think like that as a young person? You know what? I'm part of a new generation in Cholenguk. I'm going to rise up. I'm going to make a difference. How old do you have to be? How old do you have to be to make a difference? Do you want to wait until you're gray and have a walking stick? Do you want to wait that long? Or do you going to think? In Cholenguk, we cannot just be people who sit down and keep our mind in neutral. You're neutral, I'm waiting for somebody to tell me what to do. I'm waiting. And I said, what do you want to do? I want to know your passion. And he says, but what do you want me to do? I says, I have nothing I want you to do. I want to know what you want to do. Because that is your passion. If this is your passion, then you'll make a difference. We'll make a difference in Cholenguk. And if we say we're starting a new year and we're starting something new, starting something different, what's going to bring about the change? You got to bring the change about. But it has to come from in yourself. You have to come from yourself. Don't just look at your email and think, what's new now? What's new now? We're always looking, what is new now? What difference does this year make? What difference does Foundation Day make? What difference does it make? I don't feel any difference. You don't feel any difference because you have to make the difference. You have to make the difference. Who do you expect to make the difference for you? It's your life, isn't it? You want to say, you put yourself in the foot of God, and then you want somebody to, what do you want them to do for you? You want to make a difference or not? Do you want to just wait for something to come? No. Spiritual growth is not just about waiting for something to happen to you. You have to stand up and make your passion go forth. Then you will begin to make a greater community. A greater community. A community of love. I'm not so well. So, your life is shaped by your thoughts. Someone said, you are not what you think you are, but what you think you are. That is, if you are going to change your life, you have to choose your thoughts pattern. Change always begins with new thinking. What I'm thinking determines what I feel. Yeah. What I'm determining what I feel will determine how I act. So if I feel passionate for people, then it should determine how I act with people. It depends how I want if I'm passionate about my community and I think about my community, that would determine how I act in my outreach. And there is not many different, you don't have to, there's many little things you can do to make a difference in your outreach. Yeah? Many different little things. For instance, how I think about my wife, it determines how I act, what I do. If I look at my wife and I thought, well, she needs a new dress, right? Shouldn't you take her to the shop and buy her a dress? Or my husband looking a bit skinny, can you make him a nice meal? You have to think. What you think about, you'll carry it out. If you're not carrying it out, I don't know what you're thinking about. I know my wife thinking about me by way of how she acts. If she's not, do you know what I mean? If my wife, if she dress up nice and I says, well, you always having trousers. I don't want you to have trousers all the time. I want to see you in a dress because you know what? It makes me feel good. Then that is good, isn't it? Do you want to make a difference? You guys haven't got wives, have you? So, as we begin this this journey in 2013, brothers and sisters, when you make a determination to enjoy your life, remember, what I think determines what I feel, which will determine how I act. Yeah? It determines how I feel. How do you feel about your life? If you feel that your life is valuable, if you feel your life is that precious treasure that your parents talk about, that priceless treasure, then how will you act? How would you use your life? If you think your life is a priceless treasure, how do you think about your life? How do you think about your husband? How do you think about your wife? Do you think she is God's priceless treasure? He is God's priceless treasure. How do you think about your children? Do you think they are God's precious gift to me? And I need to invest everything to raise them up, to become the apple in God's eyes. So again, as we start in this study, in this first year of Children Cook, be careful how you're thinking about your wives, your husbands. Love has to be demonstrated. It has to be seen. How do you know your parents love you? Young Malumba, how do you know your parents love you? Yes, you, Malumba. Man, you are Malumba, aren't you? Yes. Well, when your dad cooks you a nice meal, how do you feel? Good. Yeah. Anyway, he must have thought about you all day, and then his thoughts determine what the meal that he cooks and how you enjoyed. So, as we start this new year in Chonoguk, this first year of Chonoguk, as a community, always remember life is to be enjoyed. You have to enjoy. You don't know what you would enjoy. You don't know. If you try it, you're always thinking, I think I wouldn't. I think I won't do that, I think. We're always thinking. We're always thinking what is not good. What is this? I think like this, so therefore I don't do this. I think like this, so I don't do this. I don't want to do this because I think this is like this. Now, many years ago, I was in the kitchen downstairs. I never thought I would be up here one day giving sermon. Neither did I. I actually never thought that he would have been one day. But we were down in the kitchen. But that was our lesson. That was our training. So I never think that, but so it doesn't, how you move in life is not dependent on your thinking, but on your willingness and your determination to try. Okay? So if you try and try new little things, if you find a new little project that you can bring about in your community, that project can change the life of so many people. That's witnessing. That's witnessing. So don't wait in Chonoguk. Don't wait, because sometimes you can be waiting and complaining. We never do nothing in this church. We never do any witnessing. We never do any of this or that, Well, why don't we do it? Why don't you do it, Why don't you initiate a program? Is it the pastor's job to inspire you? Is it? Well, 50-50, isn't it? But the pastor also needs to be inspired, right? So, as we start this new year, may God bless you. Please join us in the prayer. More beloved Heavenly Parents, we want to give thanks to you for your incredible love and grace which you want to give to us. You want each one of us to step up and to fulfill our responsibility as your sons and daughters. Father, you don't want us to just be servants waiting around for others. You don't want us to just sit down and just look and find words of complaint, but we want to find words of encouragement and hope. We really pray that we can give each other hope, encourage one another to go higher and higher, to draw to your love, to your heart. We really pray for your blessing, Father, over all of our brothers and sisters in this community, and Father, as we begin the first year of Chonoguk, Father, in the age after the coming of heaven, we really pray we can do our best before you. May your blessing flow upon all of our brothers and sisters all over the world, all of our young members gathered here. May you guide their life. May they find out the purpose. May they find out the value. May they find out really the things that is so important to you and to comfort you, Father, because you trust and love them. You depend on them. You respect them for even the small things that they do. Father, you're a father, Father, who, as they look at his children, Father, want to be proud of them, want to lift them higher and higher. And we really pray, Father, you could encourage them and continue to encourage us to accomplish our goals so that we can live a life with joy and happiness and really fulfill and purpose for our creation or existence here in this earth. Please guide us to become good fathers and mothers, good husbands and wives, good brothers and sisters, good friends. We really pray we can try our best to enjoy this precious life which you have given to each one of us. Offer this prayer and report this in the name of Franklin Fortune. Blessing to our family. Adieu.